You know, I kind of feel like Lucille Ball, but this isn't New York. This is Chicago at the city's own Vosges chocolate factory.
Whoever thought you'd find a chocolate bar with traces of bacon on the inside? What about a bar made with ginger, wasabi, and sesame seeds? Vosges Chocolate here in Chicago breaks all the traditional rules by creating chocolate bars and truffles infused with unique ingredients from around the world. Owner and chocolatier Katrina Markov was trained at Le Cordon Bleu in Paris, and after starting the company in her Logan Square apartment 10 years ago, she now has 3 boutiques here in Chicago and stores in New York and Las Vegas.
Chicago's been known, at least in the candy business, with very big brands, you know, Tootsie Roll, Brock's, and that's really great, but it's more mass market. And I think Vosges, you know, because we focus so much on the ingredients and purity and all natural and fresh and organic, that it lends itself to this sort of foodie movement that's going on in the world, and particularly in Chicago. So I think that's a really good thing for the city, and I think people really like it that we're here.
She travels worldwide to handpick every ingredient herself, from the rare spices to the premium chocolate.
Most recently, the beans that we got from the Dominican Republic were really special. It was from a very small farm, and worked with the gentleman to pick the beans and then combined it into our new organic chocolate bar line.
That organic line includes a dark chocolate bar with mushrooms and walnuts, and a deep milk chocolate bar with crunchy plantains. The ingredients for all of the unique recipes come from around the globe, but it's all made right here in Chicago. The Vosges factory is located on Elston and Webster on the north side, and turns out up to 24,000 truffles and up to 30,000 chocolate bars every day.
When you open up a candy bar, I don't think people really understand or realize the time and what it takes to manufacture this chocolate bar. We're a high-end luxury chocolate manufacturing company, so we want every piece of our chocolate to be of the highest quality. During our process, you can see how much detail is put into our chocolates.
Today they were making the popular Naga bar, made with a mixture of milk and dark chocolate, curry, and coconut. They start out by pouring bags of milk and dark chocolate chips into a melter.
All of our recipes are different. For all of our exotic candy bars, we do our own blends of chocolate. They call this a continuous melter. The chocolate's melted at around 150, 120 degrees. This machine will actually melt 450 pounds of chocolate in 1 hour.
The chocolate is then cooled down to 78 degrees and then slowly risen back up to 85 degrees. This 30-minute process is called tempering and is crucial to making the perfect candy bar.
It's a crystallization process. It actually just brings the chocolate together to give it that shine, the snap, the texture of chocolate. That's all created at this part of the process here.
After the chocolate is tempered, the rest of the ingredients are mixed in. Today, a spice mixture of Indian curry and coconut.
Is it really wrong to ask if I can lick that spatula?
After the chocolate mixture is deposited into molds, it's cooled for 20 more minutes.
As you can see, this is our finished product here. And this is what we're saying about tempered chocolate. When this bar snaps, it breaks evenly.
The true test is how it tastes.
I've tasted her chocolate before, but I have got to say that it tastes really, really, really fresh right now.
Can't get any fresher. And I can say this is probably the best part of my job. I do quality checks all day.
Ron, are you hiring?
Am I hiring? All depends on what you're willing to learn.
I can learn how to taste test, I think.
Taste test?
Yeah.
Then I can hire you, yes.
You had a rough life, Ron.
The bars are then fed through a wrapping machine and are inspected before they're boxed up and shipped out. The chocolate truffles are made in the same way as the bars, but once they cool, they're not finished. One by one, they go through another machine and are glazed with warm chocolate so they can be decorated. They make nearly 2,000 truffles in just 1 hour.
This truffle here is our Rhythm and Blues, which goes into our Groove collection.
That's very Chicago appropriate, Rhythm and Blues.
Rhythm and Blues. As a matter of fact, it has a Jack Daniel's whiskey in it. So for all our whiskey lovers, this will be their truffle.
The Rhythm and Blues truffles are dusted with powdered sugar to add a touch of sweetness to the dark chocolate and whiskey. Once they cool, they're ready to eat.
That's probably the freshest taste you're ever going to get out of a truffle.
I hope I don't get in trouble. Am I allowed to do this with my job? There's Jack Daniel's in here.
You're not driving, are you?
No.
That's fine. Just kidding.
Yes, as expected, it was pure truffle bliss. Once the truffles are boxed up into different collections, they are wrapped in plastic and ready to ship. Chocolate isn't the only confection made here. In the kitchen, they're whipping up some extremely hot and gooey caramel. Vosges sells exotic caramels such as the Verde, with Mexican chilies, licorice root, and organic pumpkin seeds. It all starts here in a super-sized mixer, where it spins for about 40 minutes as it slowly heats up to 254 degrees.
Now, why does it have to get so hot?
It takes that long to get its right consistency, to get its right flavor. You know, when you bite into that caramel, you want that special pull. You want that special flavor texture, and that's what this process does.
Once the caramel is ready, the rest of the ingredients are dumped in, and the mixture is poured into a gigantic sheet and carefully cut into bite-sized pieces. So if you're ready to try some of this sweet stuff yourself, you can taste test at the stores in Lincoln Park, Michigan Avenue, and O'Hare Airport. They recommend starting off with something that may be more familiar, like the peanut butter bonbon bar with deep milk chocolate and a peanut butter center, and then moving on to something a little more uncommon, like the red fire bar made with Mexican ancho and chipotle chilies, Ceylon cinnamon, and dark chocolate.
For me, it's exciting to get people to try new things. It's just the sense of having an experience with chocolate unlike any other that engages all the senses. When you try a chocolate with wasabi or olive oil or curry, you tend to cautiously put it to your mouth, and it gets the mind to be very present and focused on what you're experiencing. It's a very cool product because it kind of hits you at all different levels.